After my grandfather left me his entire estate, my parents, who abandoned me as a baby, tried to sue me for it. When I walked into the courtroom, my mom smirked, thinking she'd already won. But then the judge looked at me, went pale, and said, "Wait, you're the rightful heir?" I sit in the courtroom, the air thick with the scent of polished oak and old paper, my heart pounding like a gavel against my ribs. They think they know grandfather, think they can twist his legacy into something they can claim. They believe Judge Avery, his protege, will bend over backward to seem impartial, maybe even favor them to avoid whispers of bias. They don't understand grandfather's creed, the one he carved into my soul. Impartiality is sacred, a principle he'd have burned into anyone worthy of his mentorship. I clutch the edge of the table, my knuckles pale as Avery nods. Opening statements. Mr. Dale? Richard Dale buttons his pinstripe jacket, striding forward with the confidence of a man who's already won. Your Honor, this is simple. Judge Franklin Cole was a pillar of Charleston, a respected jurist, a beloved father. But in his final years, after losing his wife, June, he fell under the defendant's influence. He gestures toward me without meeting my eyes, his words sharp as a blade. Mackenzie Wright manipulated an elderly man, his faculties fading, to steal an estate that rightfully belongs to his daughter, Celeste Wright, and her husband, Gavin. The accusation slices through me, but I focus on my breathing, just as grandfather taught me during my first mock trial in high school. In, hold, out. The truth will speak. Amelia, my attorney, squeezes my wrist, her touch steadying me like the porch swing where grandfather and I spent countless Sundays. Her Georgia lilt fills the room, soft but precise, honed by 20 years before the Supreme Court. Your Honor, the plaintiff's story ignores decades of evidence. Franklin Cole changed his will 10 years ago when his mind was sharp, as his doctor will confirm. Celeste and Gavin abandoned their daughter, my client, at 4 months old, leaving her with Judge Cole in June. She pauses, letting the weight settle. 30 years of love and presence outweigh accusations from those who chose absence. This case isn't about manipulation, it's about family, those who stay. The word stay lingers, a quiet indictment. I keep my eyes forward, refusing to glance at the parents who never showed for fevers, school plays, or graduations. Celeste and Gavin, now seated across the courtroom, want what grandfather built, what he chose to leave me. I see him still, on that porch swing, his voice steady as we watched neighborhood kids toss baseballs with their fathers. The hollow ache in my chest was there even then, but I buried it, pretending it didn't sting. Grandmother June's hands, gentle and sure, braided my hair for school, taught me to bake her lemon poppy seed cake, tended her hibiscus garden that burst crimson each summer. They stayed. They chose me every day for 32 years. Now I'll defend that choice against blood ties thinner than water. The oak doors groan as court reconvenes after lunch. Mother freshens her coral lipstick, the same shade from the single photo she sent on my 16th birthday. Father straightens his tie, his manicured fingers never having wiped my tears. Amelia slides a manila folder toward me. They claim grandfather abandoned your mother financially. My fingers trace the folder's edge, the paper cool and smooth. He sent them $3,200 every month for 22 years. Amelia's eyes gleam. $845,000. I have the canceled checks. Dale strides forward, oozing confidence. Your Honor, we present evidence of Judge Cole's declining mental state. My jaw clenches, molars aching. Grandfather debated constitutional law over Sunday roast days before his heart gave out. We believe Mackenzie isolated him from his daughter, Dale adds. Mother dabs her eyes with a monogrammed handkerchief, the Cole family crest, 3 oak leaves for strength, longevity, wisdom, mocking her performance. Amelia rises, smooth as a river. Your Honor, June Cole's journals tell a different story. She opens a leather binder. December 18th, 1998. Celeste promised a Christmas visit. Bought Mackenzie a red bicycle, wrapped Celeste's gift. 4th Christmas she's missed. Mother's face hardens. Amelia places a photo album on the table. 32 years of milestones. Kindergarten, honor roll, valedictorian speech, law school. The plaintiffs? Absent in every one. In the recess, I escaped to the courthouse garden, hibiscus blooming riotous red against limestone walls. June planted them everywhere, garden beds, patio pots, a tiny kitchen windowsill. Life still blossoms after someone leaves, she'd say, her voice free of bitterness. I touch a velvety petal, and I'm 7 again, standing on a kitchen chair, lemon zest sharp under my nails as June taught me to fold batter. Precision and patience, Mackenzie, like life. Back in court, something shifts. This isn't about money. It's about their memory, the people who stayed. Amelia whispers, "You okay?" I nod, spine straight. "You remind me of Franklin on the bench." Witnesses follow. Doris, the court clerk, praises grandfather's sharp mind. Dr. Reynolds confirms his cognitive strength. Martha, our housekeeper, her silver bun as neat as when she bandaged my knees, testifies Mackenzie never missed a Sunday dinner with Judge Cole, even during law school. After June died, she brought hibiscus for the table. I blink back tears. Dale tries to paint me as controlling, but Martha's steady voice cuts through. Judge Cole made his own decisions. Avery denies Dale's motions to strike evidence, admitting grandfather's final letter, written a week before his death. My decision wasn't hasty. It was clear after 20 years of watching who stayed. Mother's hands tremble as she takes a glass of water. For the first time, I believe truth might win. The Charleston Post lands on my doorstep, the headline screaming, "Family Estate Battle Divides, Charleston Legacy." Mother's face, tragic and beautiful, stares from the page, claiming I turned grandfather against her. Not one word about the baby she left behind. My phone rings with strangers' accusations. "Stealing from your mother," "ungrateful daughter." Their words burrow like splinters. In grandfather's study, I trace June's gardening journal, her script noting hibiscus surviving winter. "The strongest flowers emerge from the coldest winters, Mackenzie." Her words loosen the knot in my chest. Court resumes, and Mother takes the stand, her tears practiced, her cashmere sweater a perfect robin's egg blue. "My father abandoned me," she claims. Amelia counters with visitation logs, 10 visits in 15 years, and emails. "Can't make Mackenzie's recital. Send money. Christmas impossible. Aspen House won't allow children." Each date lands like a stone. Martha testifies again, recalling Sundays I drove from Duke to cook pot roast, set June's china, bring hibiscus. Neighbors, professors, my boss, all confirm I stayed, while my parents didn't. Father's cross-examination is a disaster. He can't name my law school or address. The courtroom murmurs, their facade cracking. Dale calls Dr. William Barrett, a last-minute witness claiming grandfather was confused. My stomach twists, but I notice Barrett's nervous habit, adjusting his glasses with his middle finger. I've seen it before, at a conference grandfather spoke at. Amelia dismantles him, revealing his practice with Mother's cousin and a sedative prescription she suggested, contradicted by grandfather's clear cognitive tests. Barrett's testimony collapses. I take the stand, starch in my blouse holding me steady. "I stayed because I loved him," I say. Dale's questions falter. Grandfather's transparency about his will, made with June, stands firm. In the hallway, Mother corners me, her Chanel perfume sharp. "You have the law, but I have your blood." June would want unity. Her words sting, but June's voice echoes. Life blossoms after someone leaves. I choose truth over peace. Amelia reads grandfather's final letter in closing. "Mackenzie, you inherit because you stayed." Avery rules swiftly. The will is valid, the plaintiff's claim dismissed, their legal fees my burden to avoid. The gavel falls. Mother's fury flares, but father's fleeting relief surprises me. They leave without a word, as always. I sit in the emptying courtroom, sunlight spilling across the plaintiff's table. The inheritance isn't the victory, it's the vindication of those who stayed. Tomorrow, I'll bring hibiscus to their graves. Tonight, I'll bake June's lemon poppy seed cake, eating alone at their table. Some call it victory. I call it justice. Now, as Judge Mackenzie Wright, I preside over another inheritance dispute, echoes of my own. A daughter claims her mother was manipulated, but the granddaughter stayed. I sustain objections, my voice carrying Franklin's cadence. In my chambers, his legal volumes line the walls, his notes guiding me. Martha's text buzzes, hibiscus blooming, bring cuttings? She still bakes June's cake every Saturday, keeping traditions alive. I no longer wait for Celeste's call. My chosen family, colleagues, friends, neighbors, fills my Sunday table. In a custody case, I see a boy's drawings, his father absent like mine. Children remember who showed up, I say, hoping it shifts something. At Magnolia Cemetery, I place hibiscus on June and Franklin's graves. I kept my promise, I whisper, leaving lemon cake. A cardinal lands nearby, red as June's flowers. Someone you love is checking on you, she'd say. Their legacy lives in every fair ruling, every truth honored. Family is who stays. I walk home carrying their strength in my heart.